Hey everyone, welcome to You Can Automate. In this complete tutorial, we are going to learn about Appium and how to use a Appium automation tool on testing the iOS application. And in this complete tutorial, we are going to use four tools basically. That is, one is Appium, and another one is the application on which we are trying to automate, that is iOS platform based application, and the language will be which we will be using is a Python programming language. And of course, for writing our code, we will be using a PyCharm as a editor. Now, in this particular session, we are going to learn about Appium and its introduction and some of the details at very high level and quickly. Right, jumping on the Appium introduction, Appium is an open source test automation tool which is available for everyone without paying anything, and we can just download it and start using it. And Appium can be automated the applications which is built on multiple platform. That's why we call it as a cross platform testing tool. That means the applications which are built on iOS platform or Android and even Windows also can be automated, right? And this works on native application. That means the applications which are available only in the device, like calculator and some of the native applications which is only available directly available in the device. And some of the applications like hybrid, that means applications which are available as a mobile application as well as the web application. And you can automate the applications or the websites which can be opened in a mobile browser. Say for example, you have a mobile device, and in that you have a Safari browser, Chrome browser. In that, if you open any of the application in the web, that also can be automated using Appium. And this Appium supports, or we can write the tests in multiple languages, that is Python, Java, JavaScript, and C hash, and even the Ruby also. And this particular Appium is built on top of the Selenium WebDriver API library. Selenium is basically used for automating the web applications, and the Appium is built on top of that Selenium WebDriver to automate the mobile applications. That means it uses some of the libraries and functions from Selenium also. And to automate the applications which are built on multiple platforms, right? And it uses the particular frameworks. That means if it has to automate the iOS applications, that means some of the applications which are being used in the iPhone, then it uses a framework called XUI test. XUI test is a framework which is given by Apple. So Apple has developed and it is maintaining it. So whenever we are automating mobile applications which is running in the iPhone, then we need to use a XUI test automation framework. And then if we are automating any of the application which is running on the Android platform, right? Then Android has developed some of the framework, that is UI automated framework. So Appium is going to use the UI automated framework to connect to the application which is running on the Android device. Now last one is the Windows. If you are using any of the test applications which is running in the Windows, then you can use the WinApp driver as a framework, right? So moving on. So quickly, if you take a look at the architecture of the Appium, this is how it looks. It looks very simple. So here in the left hand side, you can see the Appium client. That means the programming languages which we are going to use to write the automation test scripts, right? So that automation test scripts, we can write it in any of the programming language, say Java, Python, JavaScript, anything. And there is something called mobile JSON wire protocol. All these commands, all the test cases, whatever you have written, that will be translated and will go via some of the protocol. That protocol, we call it as the JSON wire protocol. And after that, this all the commands will go to Appium server, right? And this is the main thing, Appium server. And this Appium Appium works in a client and server architecture. The commands which we have written acts as a Appium client, and which is going to execute and which is going to connect to the different devices and the application that acts as a Appium server here. So now all the commands has come to Appium server here in the right hand side, and if you are executing a test on the Android device, if you are using any of the applications which is running in the Android device, then it is going to use the UI Automator or UI Automator 2 to run some of the commands which you have given. Say for example, open the application, launch the application, and do some operations in the applications like click, enter some text like that. Similarly, if you are automating the application which is running in the iPhone, that is iOS platform, then it is going to use the XUI test framework. So the same APM server uh, can be used for Android and even for iOS application also. So based on the requirement, we need to install the required framework in our system. So this is about the APM and the APM architecture. Go through this entire details and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.